movies and games and TV shows, the Cinemaniacs podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Cinemaniacs podcast. I am your host, Maceo, and as always, I am joined with my co-host,
Matthew.
And today, got some stuff to talk about. Not a whole lot. There wasn't a whole lot this week, so. But
Should be fun though.
Yeah, let's jump right into it. I mean, we got Scream 7 is in development, and
Yes.
yet another Scream movie is in development.
Yes.
The last one was pretty good.
I liked the last one, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're having a strong record. I mean, there really isn't a bad Scream movie. I don't think they all stay pretty consistent in quality.
I still haven't watched all of them. I know I've watched the original for sure, and then I've watched like the two most recent ones, 5 and 6, I believe.
Yeah,
Those are the ones that I've watched for sure.
okay.
But yeah, they've all been at least enjoyable, pretty fun.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to 7. See how this goes.
Yeah, see how they try and switch it up again,
Yeah. Barbie has become the highest grossing film by a female director,
Yes.
and it crossed the $1 billion mark.
$1 billion.
Yes, $1 billion. That's
Yes.
awesome.
And it's crazy because Margot Robbie literally pitched the idea of the Barbie movie to Warner Brothers, saying that it could be $1 billion movie.
Yeah, that it would win. That it would get $1 billion.
And here we are.
That's awesome.
It's $1 billion movie.
It is.
And Greta Gerwig is the highest grossing. She made the highest grossing, movie by a female director, which is a huge achievement.
That's awesome.
It's crazy. Movies are back, baby. $2 billion movies in 1 year.
Oh,
With this and
with
the Mario
movie. Yeah,
Yep.
that's awesome.
Love it.
That's so crazy. Yeah, definitely earned and deserved for Barbie.
Yeah.
For sure.
And Oppenheimer's also still doing well as well in the box office. I think it passed 500 million, I think, recently.
Wow.
On its way to 600. So, yeah, it's doing pretty good.
And it just got its release extended.
Yeah.
In,
IMAX is
IMAX.
keeping it, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
But since it's being extended, might have to check it out in the 70 millimeter IMAX.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be an experience for sure.
that would be. That's actually all the news that I had this week.
Okay.
It was a pretty dead week for me.
Okay. I got some stuff.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of a lot of it, but I got some stuff here.
Okay. What'd you got?
We got some back-to-back 2 live-action Disney remakes that were announced.
Great.
We got a Tangled live-action movie announced.
No, we need a sequel before we need a remake.
And we got The Princess and the Frog live-action movie announced.
Like two of the best
Yeah.
Disney princess movies. Well, Tangled, I think, is the best Disney princess movie. Stop remaking things. We don't need it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Especially The Princess and the Frog. It's not going to be anywhere near the animated one.
No, yeah. Not at all. Yeah.
Like all the funky scenes and stuff like that with the kind of magic and the talking crocodile and stuff.
Plays the horn and stuff.
I don't know about that one. We got a live action Monopoly movie in the works.
Okay.
So kind of following the trend of toys or games and stuff getting movie adaptations.
Yeah. Live action Monopoly.
Yeah.
Weird. That's just normal life, I feel like. That's just
Yeah.
yeah.
It's Succession, literally.
Yeah.
But update on the new Wes Anderson short movie with Netflix. It's called The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar, and it will be available on October 13th on Netflix. So
nice.
pretty good. And it has a cast of Benedict Cumberbatch, Ralph Fiennes, Dev Patel, Ben Kingsley, Rupert Friend. Some big name guys.
Stacked. Yeah, it's a stacked cast.
We got a first look at a Spy Kids reboot. They're rebooting the Spy Kids with Zachary Levi as the dad or whatever.
Yeah.
That's going to be released in September 22nd. They literally announced it, and it's literally coming out
next month.
Next month. That's crazy.
That's Robert Rodriguez for you. I mean, his movies are done in 2 days,
but definitely not looking forward to that
No,
one.
not at all.
The Five Nights at Freddy's movie
Yeah.
reportedly has a runtime of nearly 3 hours.
Well, I don't know if that's the final cut or if that's like,
Still probably has some to trim down.
Yeah.
But still, we could be looking at a 2.5 hour plus movie when it's all said and done. That's possible.
I'm down for it. That sounds so cool. I'm so excited for that.
The next time we'll be seeing Mr. Ken, Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
Will be in an action film next year called The Fall Guy, co-starring Emily Blunt, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Stephanie Sue, Winston Duke.
Okay.
It will come out in theaters March 1st next year
Okay.
with him as the lead.
Oh, okay.
So,
Didn't they announce this like a while ago and then everyone was like, they're making a Fall Guys movie?
I think they did, yeah.
Yeah. Ryan Gosling as a Fall Guy.
Yeah. But that's a good cast.
Yeah, it is a good cast. Yeah.
For sure.
Winston Duke. Yeah.
Liking that. Got also another first look at a Samuel L. Jackson, Uma Thurman, and Maya Hawke movie called The Kill Room.
Oh, I did not see
in
this
theaters also next month, September 28th.
at all. Oh.
Obviously Samuel L. Jackson, Uma Thurman, they have quite a bit of history working with Tarantino and stuff,
right?
Famously on Pulp Fiction, and Maya Hawke is obviously
her daughter.
Yeah, so yeah,
that's awesome.
Pretty cool movie, yeah. And Nintendo. Oh, this is some gaming news here too. Nintendo is reportedly releasing a next-gen console during the second half of next year.
Okay.
So
all right,
some gaming news thrown in the mix there.
The Switch is. I don't know how you go from the Switch to something else. I don't know. I mean, they always find a way to do something weird because Nintendo's that company that doesn't really evolve. They just do something very, very different.
Yeah.
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 So.
And then
we'll see.
Back to a little bit of more movie news. Nicolas Cage is in an upcoming A24 film called The Dream Scenario. It follows an academic who is thrust into the limelight after he starts randomly appearing in people's dreams.
Huh.
Directed by Christopher Borgelli, and it's co-produced by Ari Aster. So
okay. Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty weird, probably.
Yeah, probably definitely pretty weird.
Yeah.
Ooh, a very interesting thing here is Disney reportedly scanned background actors on WandaVision, like their faces and their bodies
like
and stuff,
face
to
scans.
create digital replicas. And apparently they did this without getting the consent or anything like that of the actors.
Yikes.
And it's like supposedly to use like making like
Right.
CGI people basically, you know, from like real people without having to pay anybody.
That's terrible. That's awful.
That's
not gonna work. I'm just telling you right now, that's not gonna work.
That's awful, man.
Yeah, it's not gonna hold up.
So a recent trend here recently has been a lot of monster kind of movies, like classic monster movies being announced, like getting like, you know, new adaptations or whatever. And we got another one, The Bride of Frankenstein, is getting a remake with Netflix with Maggie Gyllenhaal set to direct.
All right.
And Christian Bale and Peter Sarsgaard set to star in the film.
This actually sounds very good.
Yeah.
This sounds really good.
Thought that would be pretty interesting.
Skarsgård is definitely Frankenstein, the monster.
Yeah.
And then Bale is definitely Frankenstein, the scientist.
Yeah. And then that's all I got. Movie news wise, yeah.
Still some interesting stuff.
Yeah, there's still interesting announcements. Some bad, some good.
Some bad, some good, yeah. The good, the bad, and the Disney.
Yeah.
Well, then we can hop over into our comic book news again. Not that much, but we did get a Loki trailer, Loki season 2 trailer, and it looks banging.
Yeah,
it looks awesome.
I love the production design and like the sets and stuff of Loki so much, man.
Yeah,
so much. A lot of people compare them to like Wes Anderson kind of sets. I feel like
that's exactly how I feel about it. Yeah,
and that's a good comparison. They're just so vibrant and full of life, but also like simple kind of.
Right. You know? Yeah. For example, I thought that exact thing when OB, played by Ke Huy Quan, came on screen, and his little entrance and stuff, that felt like a Wes Anderson
Yeah.
segment. Yeah. So we got our first look at Ke Huy Quan's character OB, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see him in this.
Awesome casting.
Oh, so good. And it's so funny because it kind of feels like Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Almost like this kind of, not just his character, but like the surroundings and the way this is shot. It has a similarity to Wes Anderson, but it also feels to me like Everything Everywhere. It's got that feeling. And no, man, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see what they do with this.
It's gonna be good, man.
Yeah, and it's I believe it comes out in October, I believe.
Okay.
I'm excited. It looks really good. McDonald's was commenting on a lot of the posts that Marvel made because Sylvie she works at McDonald's.
Yeah.
And McDonald's was commenting on everything. They were like, "We are low key excited for this," and I'm just like, "Shut up." Silence brand. That's like, come on. Yeah. Anyways, but so it's pretty cool. We got Wonder Woman 3 news. How do we have this news? How do we have this news, you may ask? Yeah, James Gunn and Gal Gadot confirmed that Wonder Woman 3 is happening. And how does that work? I don't know. I don't know how this works.
Honestly, if it just feels wrong.
It does. It feels like, why are we?
So every other character is like gone,
but not
but
Wonder Woman.
her.
But yeah, but the
why her? Like
she.
I don't like. I don't know.
She's like the character that was like almost the most miscast. I think it's arguable that like Barry and the Flash were like very miscast.
Yeah.
But she's arguably the most miscast character, and she can't act, and she's part of this old universe that's gone now.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know.
And her second movie was
ass. It was
bad.
terrible.
It was bad.
Awful. Pedro Pascal couldn't even save that movie.
And that doesn't mean that this one couldn't be good. I've already heard people like screaming, "Oh, Greta Gerwig immediately get on this!"
Yeah,
every
already.
female-led superhero movie from now on will be immediately
Greta Gerwig. Get Greta Gerwig. Yeah,
but
of course,
even with that, even with a good filmmaker and producing a good film, why is she kept on as her character as Wonder Woman, but not anyone else?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
it just feels. I don't know.
I mean, the last movie didn't make like any money because it was immediate, because it came out during COVID, so it was put on to streaming like only.
Yeah.
And it made no money, and it wasn't good. Nobody wanted another one, and the universe that it exists in doesn't exist anymore. I don't know how this works or why we're getting it.
Bro, I don't know, man. I have no idea.
James Gunn, why did you say yes to this? I don't know. Yeah.
It's just
it is.
There was so much so much positivity, like looking forward to like the future of like the DCU and stuff. But this specific announcement just kind of, wait a minute.
Yeah. And Aquaman is like confirmed to be the last movie.
Yeah.
So that means this will take place in
the new universe,
the new DCEU.
Yeah.
So is it going to be she is the Wonder Woman of the DCEU?
You think no way that they're giving her another like, oh, this is the last DCEU movie. I don't think. No, I'm pretty sure that she's the Wonder Woman going forward.
It feels like it,
which will feel weird because we're gonna get a whole nother. We're gonna get in the next Justice League movie. There's gonna be a lineup shot, and it's gonna be like all new, brand new actors.
Yeah,
playing probably similar roles to what we saw in the Justice League movie.
Yep.
And she's gonna be in there.
She's gonna be standing there with them
with all brand new actors and
stuff.
It just, I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't work. It's just I don't like that. I mean, I think they recasted Henry Cavill.
And I don't know, it kind of felt like they were going a little younger with the
Yeah, it did.
like with the David Cornsweet getting Superman and
He's
stuff.
like 29. Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of felt like they were turned in towards like younger actors and stuff like that for the roles.
Yeah,
So,
which is
I don't.
good, but it doesn't make sense to say we're gonna do younger actors and then get Gal Gadot to be Wonder Woman still. Yeah, it's very strange. I'm not excited.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that's not to say the movie's gonna be bad. Like, it's
Yeah.
very much. This could be one of the best comic book movies of all time.
Yeah.
But the question is, why is it happening? You know, what makes it important? You know, what's
Yeah.
its purpose?
I also think Wonder Woman just deserves a better actor to portray the character than
She's not doing it justice.
yeah.
Like, truly. Anyways, the last bit of news that I had here was Emma Corrin, who plays or who's going to be in Deadpool 3 is rumored to be I can't remember their name, but the
Cassandra Nova.
Cassandra Nova, okay,
Yes.
who is the twin sister of Charles Xavier.
Yes.
And they are rumored to be playing that character in Deadpool 3 as a villain.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've never heard of this character. Didn't know they even existed.
There's just a little picture of her from the
Yeah.
comics, I guess. Just
Interesting. I don't.
a bald woman, kind
Just
of like the ancient one.
Yeah.
Kinda,
Oh, wait a second. Yeah.
kind of similar to the ancient one there.
Interesting. So well, we know that Charles Xavier has siblings. His brother is Juggernaut.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that he had a sister. It's a little strange that the twin sister is also bald because he wasn't born without hair.
Yeah.
So it's a little strange. But Emma Corrin as this character is an interesting choice. I have literally no opinion on it because I don't know what it is. So
Yeah.
hey, I mean, it's gonna be a weird ass movie, crazy ass movie. So throw everything in there, I guess.
I'm guessing the Emma Corrin will be probably one of the villains of the movie.
Yeah.
I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
Her and probably Magneto, maybe.
Right, yeah. Because they said that the main villain of the movie will be a familiar face.
Yeah, familiar
which
face.
It's probably going to be Magneto.
Well, I've also heard people say that it's someone thought from the MCU as well. I've heard people say that it's like an MCU villain.
That's a...
Maybe this character, maybe they mean that this character that Emma Corrin's playing, though, Cassandra Nova, is from the MCU, possibly.
That's possible. That's very possible.
Who knows, man?
Yeah, that's... I don't know what to think about this. It's just kind of cool.
A bunch of rumors, though, going around.
Oh, yeah. A bunch of rumors.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of which, you can jump into what you got.
Speaking of rumors, man, I'll jump into probably the most like, how do you say it? The one with the best source behind it.
Most credible source.
Most credible source. By Discussing Film. Discussing Film, a big film account, tweeted this out. That Vanessa Kirby will reportedly star as Sue Storm in the Fantastic Four movie.
So that was Discussing Film said that?
Yeah.
Then it is probably likely.
Yeah, we also heard, I think we heard before that she was offered the role leading up to before Discussing Film tweeted this and stuff like that. And then not only Discussing Film, though, a bunch of like the big, like, popular media outlets kind of tweeted this stuff. And so I don't know, I feel like it's pretty likely that Vanessa Kirby could be our Sue Storm.
Hey, she's a great choice. And
it's awesome that she was like, yeah, I would love to play Sue Storm. And then immediately...
like off the cuff, she's like, yep, I will. I want to. That's a great casting. She's a great actress. She completely looks the part.
Oh, yeah.
And I think even before Emily Blunt was the fan cast, she was. So that's full circle there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have literally no issue with Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be a lot of fun.
I also heard, kind of surrounding more about Sue Storm, I heard rumors that Sue Storm could be like the kind of protagonist of the Fantastic Four movie.
They
The
okay.
or not more so like the
like
they're all protagonists, but she's like
she gets the Star-Lord
she gets
treatment.
yeah she gets the front title name
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
That's interesting because she kind of, you could kind of argue that she was the protagonist of the, at least, Rise of the Silver Surfer,
Yeah.
because that movie is like the Silver Surfer finding her attractive and
Yeah.
like that. She's like she like dies in the end. So I don't
That's
know.
true.
I think that you could argue that that's probably her, like she's the protagonist of that movie, but I think this will be done better.
Yeah.
if that's the case. And what a great way to do that through the only female of the group's eyes, you
Yeah.
know? That's completely cool.
Another big news, Eben Moss Bachrach, he's played in the Punisher show. He was the one guy that like lived in like the basement away from his family and stuff like that. He's also in The Bear. I talked about
Oh yeah.
him from The Bear.
It's not like Micro, is it? I don't know.
It might be something like
It
that,
might be,
honestly.
yeah.
But he also was really good in The Bear, though.
Mm-hmm.
Richie, he played in The Bear. And he was cast in Fantastic Four, apparently, as well.
Yeah.
And this is a very interesting thing, because I've been kind of storming my brain for who he could be playing. And I've kind of landed on the answer that it's probably not a, like, top person. Like a Reed Richards or a Doctor Doom,
Yeah.
or a Galactus even.
Yeah. I've heard that he might be the Thing.
The Thing, okay.
Yeah.
I heard that they wanted a fat white guy for the Thing.
I literally saw that too, the headline that was like, Marvel's looking for an overweight white man. I was like, yep, that's what he is. It's like,
I'm really surprised Seth Rogen didn't get the part then, honestly. Like,
yeah.
Even though he's not that overweight now, you know.
He's lost
slimmed
a lot
down,
of weight,
but
yeah.
even still, you know, he's got a little bit of chubbiness on him
Right.
and stuff. But honestly, I think he has the personality for the Thing. I just don't. He is not like Eben Mossbach. However you say his last name.
This guy, yeah.
He's more on like the skinnier side, but
Yeah.
he definitely has the personality and stuff of
Okay,
the
yeah.
Thing. So I can see, and especially if you know we wouldn't be really, I guess, with the Thing's like human form, you know, for that long.
We might not at all, like, because depending on the movie, if it's not going to be an origin story,
Oh yeah.
then we might not see him like at all. So it might not even matter.
Then honestly, I'm 100% for this then, because I feel like his voice specifically could very much suit the Thing. I like that.
Cool.
That's awesome. And more Fantastic Four news to finish it off is Galactus will reportedly be the main villain of the Fantastic Four movie.
Okay.
And presumably meaning that there is going to be little buildup behind his entrance into becoming a villain, because the Fantastic Four movie, we don't really know if there's going to be that much buildup around it in general, or if it's going to be kind of out of the blue thing.
Just kind of done, yeah.
But Galactus could be a single movie villain, possibly.
I don't hate that, because he doesn't always necessarily need to be the big event villain.
Yeah.
And especially with a character like Galactus, who you can't really do a Thanos with or a Kang with, where they are an actor that you can connect with, and you can connect with their goal.
Bro, imagine an in-depth characterization movie around Galactus.
That would be crazy. I don't know how they would pull that
That
off,
would be
honestly.
impossible.
Yeah, I really don't see that
I eat
happening.
planets for the betterment of the universe.
Yeah, blood literally eats planets. Yeah, I don't see that being. I don't see that happening. But so I think he would, in that aspect, work better as a one movie villain. But they can bring him back.
Yeah.
He can be we trapped him in the Phantom Zone, and now
He's released
you
or
know
whatever,
he'll
yeah.
be used for redistribution at some point. You know. So
Definitely.
I am excited though to see if that's true. I'm excited to see how they pull that off. So
I also want to remind everyone that the only rumored name I believe around Galactus was the voice actor for Puss in Boots. I forget his name.
oh
But
crap. Yeah.
But yeah,
Antonio Banderas.
yes,
Yeah. Which oh my gosh.
he's the only known name around Galactus. I love that. I love
Yeah.
that casting.
I'm going to eat the earth.
But no, that's my news right there.
Yeah. A lot of just rumors.
Yeah, a lot of rumors and
very low news.
Yeah. But hey, the Vanessa Kirby thing, I think that's the most like out of all the rumors, I think that's the most like that's probably happening.
Yeah, and it's cool. I'm excited for
Yeah.
that. There were also, just to throw this out there were also talks of like Joseph Quinn
Oh yeah.
getting the role. Like he was
For
like
Human Torch.
like he was in the final talks for that or whatever. Again, not a bad casting.
I don't know. I still haven't really. I don't think it's a bad casting, but I've still never really seen it.
Yeah, it's not the ideal casting. Yeah. So
I would have to see it for sure. You know?
Oh yeah, for sure. So I mean,
I think it's funny though how like 3 different Stranger Things actors have been like all somewhat regarded for the role of Human Torch or whatever.
yeah, it was Joseph Quinn.
Joseph Quinn, Joe
Joe
Keery,
Keery.
and Dacre Montgomery,
Right.
all around that name for Human Torch.
That's so cool. I think that's hilarious. I mean, it's
And by the way, a little bit of Stranger Things news. It was confirmed that Stranger Things season 5 will focus around Will Byers as a he'll be like the focal character.
he's already
Well, he is, but you know he's never really had like he's never really been like that much developed upon. Like he's been like more so a device.
a plot device.
Yeah. But he hasn't really had like characterization that much.
Okay.
Aside from like really breaking free of becoming a plot device. Essentially.
Yes. Yeah.
So apparently he's gonna take the lead in Stranger Things 5.
And the moment he stopped being a plot device, they just kind of put him in the
they
background.
at least sent him to California.
Yeah. yeah, they did. Cool. I mean, Will Byers. I mean, he's got an interesting storyline now that we know that he's clearly gay.
Yeah.
And he's he just feels lonely and left out. I don't know. That's really I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And season 5 of Stranger Things. I never thought I'd be so excited for Stranger Things.
Bro,
It's so awesome.
The hype that Stranger Things season 4 like revived in me is actually insane.
Yeah.
And it's honestly it's kind of known. I think it was honestly this way for a lot of people I saw on the internet and stuff too, because the writing and stuff in season 4 was just like a lot better.
It was crazy good.
It was like a lot better than what we've seen previously.
Yes.
And that's not saying the previous seasons were like dog shit or anything.
No, yeah.
But season 4 definitely had some standout writing
Yeah.
and stuff behind it. And
it brought back season 1 type writing.
Yeah.
Where it was like, oh, season 1, this new show.
they kept
Stranger
you on your
Things.
toes, really. Yeah.
Every single episode. Whereas I think season 2 was more just I don't. Season 2 is like the least memorable,
Yeah.
and it really isn't that
The
memorable.
only thing I like about season 2 really is Sean Astin as
Yes.
Bob, and
oh my god!
and then that's
yes.
when Steve gets his like development with the kids and stuff like that, becomes like
right.
the babysitter.
Yeah.
Those are like the only 2 main things that I like.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of the Demadogs and stuff. I wasn't a huge fan of that.
Yeah, that wasn't very good.
And I wasn't a big fan of the going like back and forth to, like the government hospital and Will getting like I don't know.
Oh yeah, he's like being taken over.
I don't know. Season 3 though, I
Yeah.
thought improved upon it a little bit. I thought with like the unexpectedness and stuff.
Yeah.
And then season 4 really upped it. And the thing season 4 did perfectly though was the villain. I think that's what really
Yes.
topped it off
Yeah.
is Vecna. For sure.
I think season 3 feels more like it all is obviously John Hughes inspired, like
Yeah.
Breakfast Club and stuff like that. Very much inspired by that. But season 3 to me feels most like if John Hughes tried to make a horror series.
Yeah.
So it's not like great horror wise,
Yeah.
but it's probably my favorite season just because it's so rewatchable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think that any of it is that great horror wise. Like I've never been truly that scared. Like even
Yeah.
when even in season 4 when the bodies are like breaking and stuff in the air or whatever.
It looks kind of goofy. Yeah.
It looks goofy. The Demogorgons even like they're intimidating, and they are kind of scary, but I'm never like terrified, you know. I'm more so scared about like my favorite characters living or dying and stuff, you know. That's what I'm more so worried about.
That's what the show's really good at. Is like making you think that a main character is going to die.
Yeah.
And all throughout 4 seasons none of them die. Not even when you think they do.
I just can't wait. Bro, season 5, either no one's getting killed off and they just end happily ever after, or they just whack everybody off.
I low-key hope it's the second option. Just because
whack everybody. That'd be insane.
That would be the wildest thing on their part to do. I think that'd be so crazy.
That'd be so ballsy on a Netflix show too.
Yeah. I think this show was like this was like the first show that got Netflix off the ground.
That's actually crazy. And they're literally going to be like, a bunch of people are probably saying goodbye to Netflix with Stranger Things season 5.
Oh, it's very possible.
That's actually so crazy that Stranger Things literally like they carry the entire lifespan of Netflix.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's from 2016 to now. Yeah. Wow. Well,
little Stranger Things rant there.
Yeah, I mean, but who, I love it. Love Stranger Things.
Oh yeah.
Never thought I would love it so much.
Oh yeah.
Well, we do have a review this week. We saw the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. A lot of fun.
Awesome.
So let's go ahead and review this baby.
Let's get it.
So off the bat, what were your thoughts of it?
Okay, so get it out of the way. The Into the Spider-Verse
comparisons.
The Into the Spider-Verse resemblance and the inspiration is definitely there.
Yeah.
All the praise to Into the Spider-Verse and all the people over there for what they've done and pushing the letter in this game of animation and stuff like that. That has led to an amazing, stylistic, artistic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah.
That is truly an absolute blast. It is so fun. The visuals are very vibrant and colorful. Even like the parts in the sewer and stuff, they're still very distinct.
Yes.
And the character designs are probably the best part because both the mutants and the humans, you said this like when we were going out of the theater and stuff.
Yeah.
Both the mutant and the humans look distinctly kind of different. Like the humans kind of look purposefully kind of deformed.
They look gross.
Yeah,
they look horrible.
And the mutants kind of look cool, although still very, unique,
Yeah, like Scumbug and Superfly look very gross.
Yeah.
But the rest of them kind of have like a cool feeling to them.
Yeah, like the especially like the Warthog, like the Seth Rogen's character, right?
Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah, they definitely look pretty like cool and stuff like that. And obviously the Ninja Turtles.
I'm Superfly. Got out jamming to that. That was so fucking
Bro,
cool.
the vibes of this movie are off the charts. The songs and the soundtrack in general is just such a bop.
Yeah.
Always bopping your head to it.
Yeah.
The action's super fun.
Yep.
There's a bunch of really good camera angles and cool shots that the movie purposely sets up, like the cool team up shots,
right?
Or specifically one of Donnie jumping through this broken LED like building and stuff, and he has like the LED backdrop, and he's like doing a pose in the air. It's really
so
cool.
Sick.
I also really like when they're all like on Superfly's like mutated like giant body, and the camera's like kind of going around like the body and stuff like that, showing each and every one of them stuff,
crevices and stuff.
And I don't know, the designs are just so unique and awesome.
Yeah, the animation was really cool, and I think the comparisons obviously to like Into and Across the Spider-Verse are very valid. That's obviously where it gets its inspiration from. But this movie is very much, it has its own style.
Yeah, it definitely does.
It's
especially with the character designs.
Oh yeah. And so the humans are very gross.
Yeah.
And it's almost like this animation style was made to make the mutants look good.
Yeah.
And make the humans look bad.
Yeah.
Like the best way I can kind of go even further on that is the humans couldn't have looked good in this style. Like they have to look bad.
Yeah.
April
Yeah.
is the only one that looks good, and even she's kind of like almost to that point. You know,
Yeah.
she has symmetrical features unlike every other human, and I kind of like that. It's kind of to show that she's the only good human in like their eyes. You know. But no, yeah, the animation is great. I love the scribble marks to make lighting. The like instead of just straight up like just kind of making a glow on the side, it's just the scribbling of like the lighter color.
Yeah.
Oh, something else I noticed is in the post-credit scene when they're like using, or not even the post-credit scene, but when they're using the phone to record.
Yeah.
The like white like like it says like HDR and stuff like on an actual phone when you're recording and stuff like the flash and stuff. The words that are in white are just scribbles. They're just like scribbles to show like what is there, but it's not important, so we don't need to do it. You know.
Yeah.
I love that, and I love the way this movie is just animated in general. It's so good.
The like the character models and stuff like that, like the 3D character models interacting with like the world is so cool.
Yeah, it is. It's so cool. The cast is perfect.
Yes, the turtles are awesome. Literally every single one of the turtles are amazing. They literally embody the characters and stuff like that. They bring out a young and fun energy to the characters as well.
Yeah,
and
they clearly are like the distinct.
Yeah,
like the characters like distinct personalities.
Yeah,
they perfectly capture what the turtle represents.
Yep.
like you said, like boys have or girls have like
girls have astrology,
and
boys have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
Which turtle do you relate with the most?
Yeah. Which turtle are you?
I'm a Mikey. The cast was great. It was
the voice acting. I mean, Ice Cube.
We have to talk about that. Ice Cube is Superfly. He's the villain of the movie. He is awesome.
He's so fun.
He's so cool. I love his like. I think he literally just like quotes like his own songs or something like that throughout the movie. I don't know if I don't listen to Ice Cube, so I don't know if they're his songs.
I don't
but
know.
he definitely quotes rap songs throughout the movie, which is like really cool, really funny. He's very menacing.
Oh yeah.
But also very like cool at the same time, which I just thought was awesome.
So funny. It's His lines are awesome.
Got some little tortoises. Jackie Chan as Splinter.
Yes.
Also great. What the movie does best, in my opinion, is the relationship with the turtles and Splinter.
Okay.
It's I love that this movie really focused on this like parenting and child dynamic.
Yeah.
Rather than just the action and just saving the world and stuff.
Yeah.
Most like pretty much every Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie does that. And I love that this one took a more relatable kind of Spider-Verse approach to a fictional character, which is just to make them human, you know? And I really like that. It just made the movie so much better for me. But yeah, Jackie Chan as Splinter is a lot of fun. He's got a bunch of hilarious lines.
Yeah.
And then the whole cast in general is great. But the only other standout to me was Paul Rudd as Mondo Gecko.
Yeah.
Just the best. Just absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's funny, my favorite part of the entire movie might not even be, it's not even in the movie, it's the credits. I love the introducing Paul Rudd credit because that was so very clearly Seth Rogen going, okay, when you put Paul Rudd's credit, say introducing. Because we gotta make it look like he's a new actor or something, just making fun of Paul, you know. I love that so much. The post credit scene is get a little tease to the sequel.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be pretty cool.
It's gonna be a good one for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty epic. The movie all around is just really good though.
Yeah.
I recommend it. You know, for especially
Absolutely,
for
yeah.
families. For families,
Oh,
go
yeah.
see it. It's definitely a family movie. And I'm not even a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, but watching the movie made me want to watch the other ones, and I did. I did watch them.
I saw it, yeah.
Not all of them, but a couple of them,
Yeah.
which I'll talk about. But yeah, no, it was really good. I personally ended up giving it an 8.5. I really had a good time with this movie.
Yeah. I gave it a 7.5. I really enjoyed it and had a lot of fun at the theater with it.
Yeah.
Definitely recommend for anybody. I really recommend at the theater because that's
Yeah.
when you get the visual,
Yeah.
experience
Right.
and stuff like that. But obviously, a lot of people will end up watching this at home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it will still be pretty fun at home.
Just as fun. Yeah. Well, we can go ahead and we got a little bit of a game before we go into our recommendations and we close out today. We're just gonna do another blind ranking.
Nice.
Just some fun blind rankings.
Let's get it.
So
These are always pretty fun.
yeah, I love doing this. This is so much fun. You can go ahead and throw some movies my way if you would like.
All right. Alrighty.
Oh, and if you don't know, just a quick explanation of the game. If you don't know how this game works, well, we shout a movie out to each other, and then we have to blindly rank it 1 to 10, and it has to stay wherever we put it.
Yep.
So put a really good movie at 1, and put a really bad movie at 2. You know, it might end up that way.
Yep.
So, all right, well, let's get it.
Absolutely. And your first movie I got for you is La La Land.
Dang. And this movie for me just became a 10. It just recently I watched it for the third time. I was like, yeah, it's a 10. So, oh man. But I have to go with my gut, and I feel like there's probably going to be something that I like more. So for right now, I'm going to say 3.
3 for La La Land. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it down. Let's continue on the Ryan Gosling theme. The Nice Guys.
Ooh, okay, this is probably a solid 5.
5.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm that's a lot of fun, but it's not one of my favorite movies. But still, Nice Guys is a great movie.
It's one I gotta watch for sure. I've heard a lot of praise for it in
it's,
terms of like the comedic aspect of it. And
Yes,
stuff like that.
it's Ryan Gosling and
Russell Crowe.
and they are so fucking funny together. Oh my god.
A lot of people want a sequel of that one. That'd be
Yeah, they. I don't know how there hasn't been a sequel yet. Honestly, it's so much fun.
Next up. I got Bullet Train.
Okay, yeah. That's probably gonna be. I'll say 6. I probably like
6.
Nice Guys. I think Bullet Train I've seen more. I know I've seen it more, but Nice Guys is probably better.
Okay.
That's probably
Blade Runner, the original Blade.
Oh, the original?
Yes.
9.
9.
I'm not gonna put it at the very bottom because I'm hoping that you have something worse.
Okay.
I'm putting my faith in the fact that you have something worse, but you might not, so it might not even matter.
Up next, we got a newer movie, Blackberry.
Ooh. Okay. I'll go ahead and put this one at 7.
7.
Really good movie. It's a 4, like a lower 4. It's 4 out of 5 stars. It was good, and I think I'm comfortable with a 7 in this list so far.
Okay. Next, we got Scream 6.
Okay, that can be an 8. Yeah, that's.
8. Okay.
So far, this is a pretty comfortable list, but I really hope.
Okay.
What spots do I have left?
Okay, so we have. So starting from your highest, working down, we
Okay.
have 9, which is Blade Runner. We have 8, which is Scream 6.
Okay.
We have 7, which is Blackberry. 6, Bullet Train. 5, Nice Guys. And 3, La La Land. So we have 4, 1, 2, and 10.
10. Okay, so 4, 1, 2, 4, 10. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Up next, we have Ford v Ferrari.
Ooh. Okay, that can go in 4.
4?
Yeah, that can go in 4.
Okay.
That's a great movie. Oh my god.
Ex Machina up next.
Aw. Dang. Okay. For the record, this is not a 10 movie, but I'm going to go ahead and put it at 10 because I like it, but I think I like everything else on this list more except for Blade Runner, which is ironic because I put Blade Runner right before it.
So the last two I have are your 1 and 2 spots.
Yeah.
Wherever you slot them. We got Marriage Story.
Okay, I'm gonna play it safe and go 1 because that's a 10 movie.
1 for Marriage Story. Okay.
Yeah. So what's number 2?
Your number 2 movie is The Machine.
No. No way.
Oh my gosh.
No way.
That was
I hate to break it to you, but The Machine is better than La La Land.
That was really fun.
Oh.
I was waiting for that one.
Oh, that hurts.
The Machine.
That's crazy. This list is literally like not even that bad until
really not.
2. 2 is the worst.
Okay, so your list working down. At 10, we got Ex Machina.
Okay.
At 9, we got the original Blade Runner. At 8, we got Scream 6. At 7, we got Blackberry. At 6, we got Bullet Train. At 5, we got Nice Guys. At 4, we got Ford v Ferrari. At 3, we have La La Land. At 2, we have The Machine. And at 1, we have Marriage Story.
Wow. It's like almost a really good list.
It almost is, yeah.
I'm so happy I played it safe and put Marriage Story at number 1. Oh
Definitely
my
not.
gosh.
Yeah, definitely not as bad as it could have been though.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The Machine being at 1 would have been so funny though.
Oh, that would have tore me apart. That would have been terrible.
Or Blade. I should have saved Blade Runner actually.
Blade Runner, I don't even think is like an awful movie. It's just it's boring to me, and there's nothing that interests me in the movie, and there are good things about it. Like it's a technical masterpiece. It's especially for the time that it came out in, and Harrison Ford is great, gives a great performance. But I don't care about anything else that happens in the movie. I really don't. It's But
I gotta watch this. I haven't watched.
I know,
it,
yeah. Well then we can
hop into mine. Let's get it.
Yep. All right, your first movie. Your first movie is Heat.
Heat. Ooh. Just watch this one too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I really like Heat. A lot of emotions in it.
Yeah.
Good performances from two of my favorite actors ever. I'm gonna put Heat at 4.
Okay.
4. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Let's go 2001, A Space Odyssey.
2001. Okay.
We had very similar ideas for this one. To go like really good movies, like one bad one.
2001. I'll go number 2 with 2001. Really fantastic film.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's go Insomnia.
Okay. Second official Christopher Nolan movie. Has Al Pacino and Robin Williams in it. You can tell it's early Nolan, still testing out stuff, testing the water.
Right.
Hasn't hit his stride until like Memento.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 9 with Insomnia.
Ooh, okay.
9 with Insomnia.
All right. Across the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse, okay. I think 3. I think 3 for Across the Spider-Verse here.
Okay.
Yeah, what I put up 4 again?
Heat.
Yeah, Heat. Yeah, I like this. Yep.
Okay.
That's good.
Old.
That's a 10. That's the first time anyone said that about Old.
Yeah.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. Only it's not in a good way. Yeah, Old is fucking terrible. Old is... I know people that really like Old, and I
wow.
Yeah, never trust their opinion on movies. Oppenheimer.
Okay. I can go 1. I can go 1 with Oppenheimer. Okay. I think that's the card I have to play here.
Okay. Point Break.
Point Break. I have the 7 spot open, right?
Yes, you do.
7 for Point Break.
Dang, I might have done this terribly. We might actually get a good list. Okay, yeah, and so you only have two spots left, being 8 and 5.
8 and 5.
So let's go Shutter Island.
Shutter Island's 5.
Okay, playing it safe. I like it. Which means your number 8 spot is Babylon.
Oh,
Yeah.
that hurts.
Yeah. Okay,
That does hurt.
so your list, starting from 10 going to 1, is Old, Insomnia.
That's a huge drop, by the way.
Yeah.
Old to Insomnia is an insane
It's
drop.
like so many numbers should realistically be between those movies. So 10 is Old, 9 Insomnia, 8 Babylon, 7 Point Break, 6 did I not get a 6? Ooh, I might not have gotten 6 on
Ooh.
here.
Got a top 9.
I'm gonna add another movie in here. Your 6 is gonna be Endgame, Avengers Endgame.
Okay. That list isn't too hot.
So 6 Avengers Endgame, 5 Shutter Island, 4 Heat, 3 Across the Spider-Verse, 2 2001: A Space Odyssey, and 1 Oppenheimer.
There's definitely things I would shift around
Yeah.
in there, but I'm proud of the top 2. The top 2 is pretty good.
Yes, you played that very safe, putting Oppenheimer and what was it? 2001. Yep.
Yeah. I think if I had the choice, Babylon would definitely be probably in the top 3 as well.
I figured it would be.
I'm a big fan of Babylon.
That's one I still gotta watch.
I'm so surprised that movie flopped. It's
With how much you praise it, I'm surprised that it flopped.
It's so crazy that it flopped to me. Think of the players in it: Damien Chazelle,
right.
Margot Robbie, Brad Pitt. Literally stacked cast.
Yeah.
The cast is huge, and it's about movies. It's about I don't know.
It's literally a movie about loving
I'm
movies.
I'm not saying it's everyone's cup of tea. Maybe even you dislike it and agree with the the rotten people, the rotten tomato score or whatever.
What's the Rotten Tomato score?
I think it's 32% or something like that. Literally.
Ooh.
I
Okay.
don't know if it's that bad, but
All right.
I want to say it's that bad. Yeah. And it made no money at the box office either.
That's so crazy.
But regardless, the list isn't. Both of our lists weren't too horrible.
I think mine was The Machine at number 2.
Yeah.
And then yours is probably Babylon at 8.
Yeah.
That's so. I mean, it's not awful. But that was fun.
Yeah,
that was
definitely fun.
I love doing this game. We'll switch it up. Do something else maybe next time. But that is a lot of fun. I love.
No, we will never do any other.
Never. We'll always do blind rankings. They're very easy to put together. Well, before we close it out here, let's go ahead and talk about our recommendations, or in my case, what I don't really recommend. So I'll go ahead and go for. I don't have much to say about mine.
Okay.
Because I know you watch 10,000 movies this week, so it's you probably got a lot to talk about. Okay. So I watched the 2014 and 2016 Ninja Turtles movies, which are the two most recent, and they're live action. They're the big CGI ugly turtles that everybody hates. I will say, okay, so the first one, I'll start with that. 2014, I have nostalgia for that movie because I watched that one when it came out 10 times, in a row almost. I had a lot of fun watching it when I was younger. I did not have as much fun watching it now. There's so much wrong with this movie, and I know Michael Bay is only a producer, but he very clearly took control of this movie because every single detail is Yeah, Michael Bay did that. He said do this and they did it.
The only thing I remember about that movie is the elevator scene where they go, MC Mikey. And they all join in.
Well, that's the best scene in the movie.
And it goes, ding.
Yeah, that's the greatest scene in the movie. And it's 20 seconds long. It's the best scene in the movie. I had to cherish it when it came on screen. I was like, I have to make this last. And it's at the very end. It's like in the last like half hour. It's I don't know who the hell thought that it would be a good idea to make April O'Neil the main character of a Ninja Turtles movie, but it didn't work. It didn't work, and especially when Megan Fox plays April O'Neil. She's not a bad April. It's just that she's the main character, and she's written terribly. She's written awfully. The movie is just The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, which is hilarious because this is also another franchise that ended after 2 movies and came out in 2014. So it's what else? Vern, Will Arnett's character, is the most unlikable piece of shit ever. He has like no redeeming qualities. He's not even funny. In the first movie especially, he's like clearly they were just like, well, Will Arnett's funny. Let him just improv. And he's great at improv when he's with like Will Ferrell and like all those different actors, like, but when he is on his own trying to make him and Megan Fox be funny, it just doesn't work. And he's like hitting on Megan Fox the whole time. He like wants to sleep with her and stuff. And it's so weird because this is a children's movie. I mean, it's PG-13, but it's a Nickelodeon movie, so and it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Kids are gonna go see this. It's just so strange. The directing is not great. Again, Michael Bay did not direct this, but I swear to God, he must have. They must have just said, "Well, we'll give you the credit, guy, but Michael Bay is gonna take over." Because the movie, it's got his entire feel. The Dutch angles, the lens flares, the like extremely unnecessary zoom-ins on people's faces every 5 seconds. The spinning when people are just having a conversation. They're just like running around the people while they're just talking. Like there's a scene. It's not intense at all. It's just the scene of Megan Fox and Will Arnett talking to each other, because she just got fired from her job. And that's all it is. And the camera is spinning so fast. Like it's got like intense music over it. And I'm like, this is the stupidest fucking shit I've ever seen.
Bro, now that I'm thinking about it, every Michael Bay film I've ever seen has a lens flare in it.
They all have. Yeah,
he does that in every single movie.
Yeah, so many times within one movie too. They're like
in the Transformers movies. This is all of them. He uses that to introduce a hot lady.
Yeah,
that's his introduce hot lady shot right there.
Look at this hot babe
with the sun in the background.
Yeah. It's like, look at this hot chick, because it's Michael Bay.
Or these robots. Look at these big ass robots.
Oh my God, because it's Michael Bay, and hot chick is still a term that he uses like he's in high school. Yeah, it's like that. Have you seen that video of the guy on the news? He's like, what's other common amongst gamers? Not banging chicks. And I'm like, you didn't graduate. You've never been laid. You've never graduated.
Not banging chicks.
And he like waits for an applause, and it just doesn't happen. That's so stupid. But that's what Michael Bay feels like to me. He feels like that kind of guy. Yeah.
Michael Bay, where my hug at type of guy.
Oh my God, Michael Bay is a where my hug at guy. Where my hug at, Megan? Come here, Megan Fox. Let me abuse you in this movie, and then where my hug at? I have to say something good about the movie at least, because it wasn't the worst watch.
Yeah,
it's not like a so bad you can't watch it type of movie, but it's also not so bad it's good. It's purely dull. Like it's a very middle of the road, but there's so much about it that makes it like less than middle.
Yeah.
The turtles, the best part about the movie is when the turtles are on screen. And I know you're probably thinking, well, if that's the case, then why isn't this movie rated higher? Why don't you like it? Because the turtles have almost like such small amount of screen time. It's kind of crazy that they are barely in this movie. Um, it's just not great. The designs also don't affect me that much. I kind of think the designs of the turtles are cool. I don't know. I know everyone's like they're ugly and I don't want to see them on my screen. They're just so ugly. I don't know. I thought they're kind of cool looking. Oh, and the last piece of praise I'll give the first Ninja Turtles movie is the scene. There's a scene at the end when they all think they're about to die and they're falling down falling from the skyscraper. And they all kind of go like, oh, anybody have last words they want to say before we die? And they all have something jokey to say. And then Raph gives like an actual heartfelt, like, I love you, guy. I push you because I love you. And I'm not even joking. Alan Ritchson in this scene, Alan Ritchson plays Raphael, is so fucking good. He's so good in this moment. And the turtles in general, perfectly casted for this movie too. That's something that's in common with like all the Ninja Turtle movies is the cast is perfect every time pretty much. But this scene specifically when he's like confessing how much he like loves his brothers and why he like pushes them so hard, the entire time I'm like getting chills watching this scene and I'm like, why wasn't the movie this good? The movie should have been this good, but it wasn't. And then the only thing I really don't have much to say other than that the second movie right after that is a little bit better. It's a lot more fun. They push April to the sideline. They introduce Bebop and Rocksteady. So much fun. Shredder is downgraded so heavily. Krang, the brain guy that's like tentacles. He's in a robot. He's in it. He's slimy and gross and cool. It is better than the first one purely because it just kind of says fuck it, we're just gonna be like really fun and goofy, and I love that, and it was a lot of fun, even though I remember the second one being worse, but it was a lot better, not like a lot better. It was I gave the first one a 4 out of 10, and I gave the second one a 5.5, so it got that 1.5. So it was a lot of fun, but I probably will never watch it again. Yeah. But those were not my recommendations. My steer clear of this week. And if you want, maybe watch the second one because it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Nice. Well, let's get into it. Start off with some of the more steer clear of kind of ones.
Okay.
Start off with Hercules, Dwayne Johnson Hercules.
Yeah.
So this film is like, so I will say this. I went into this movie watching it. I've seen it before a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I already kind of knew I didn't like it. And I kind of went into that with that impression into the movie with that impression. But there's really not anything to like about the movie. And they even have one particular really good actress in it, Rebecca Ferguson, and there's also Ian McShane, who is not that prevalent, but he's also a pretty good actor as well.
Who does he play? Zeus?
No, he plays he's just Zeus isn't even in the movie basically. Ian McShane is just like a side guy that adventures with Hercules, and so is Rebecca Ferguson kind of. Rebecca Ferguson is more of like a princess kind of.
Yeah,
character.
That's lame.
But the reason why Zeus isn't really involved is because this Hercules movie attempts to take the myth out of Hercules and his stories and his legend, essentially.
Okay.
So basically, it doesn't confirm it, it doesn't confirm it exactly, but it alludes to the fact that a lot of Hercules, like mythical deeds and stuff like that, weren't really. They were exaggerated and things like that. They weren't exactly told 1-to-1 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he himself and his strength were over exaggerated to the fact that people thought that one man, people thought that a group of people. So he had like his little group that followed him or whatever, his like RPG kind of group.
Yeah.
That followed him. They think that all their collective deeds were only done by Hercules, basically, by some grandiose mistake, I guess, by them just like only seeing Hercules at the scene or whatever and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And so he gets basically all like the legend and the fame for like a lot of like the group's collective deeds, and that's where like his like exaggerated strength comes from. And they even like throughout the movie there's this like hellhound kind of dog that's built up, like it's Cerberus, the three-headed dog from Greek mythology.
Right.
And at the end it's revealed that it's revealed that it's not a three-headed dog, it's just three wolves all like next to each other.
That's stupid.
So that's what its idea is of taking like the myth out of
that's
like
dumb as hell.
The story and stuff like that. Oh, instead of the mythical three-headed dog, it's just three wolves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there's even like a scene earlier in the movie where like his cousin, Hercules' cousin, is like telling about his deeds and stuff like that. And it shows him like fighting a hydra, like an actual like kind of mythology hydra.
Right.
But given what we know with what happens later on in the movie, I think we can kind of assume that it probably wasn't a hydra. It was probably just like a bunch of some type of lizard kind of creature,
like
or
a garden snake.
Yeah. And his and it wasn't just Hercules, it was probably his entire group, you know? And I don't know, it feels lame. And then it's it's like also taking the myth out of the legend, right? And then it's also, Dwayne Johnson in every action scene murders everybody.
Right, yeah.
This movie feels like it should have just cut all the Hercules myth stuff and just named itself like a D&D movie and just like paraded itself as that, because it honestly like he fits as a barbarian. He literally swings a giant club and yells all the time.
Okay, yeah.
And they literally have some of the side characters kind of fit other D&D classes as well. Like Ian McShane's character is kind of like a wizard guy.
Okay.
And there's another girl like warrior kind of fighter chick. There's like a ranger guy, you know.
Right.
They kind of have an RPG kind of feel. It feels more like a D&D movie than a Hercules movie, if you would. Anyways, just destroyed everything.
Killed Loki.
Anyways, don't recommend Hercules.
Yeah.
Don't watch it.
Do not watch it. Don't watch it.
Next up we got Ted.
Okay.
Mark Wahlberg, he goes insane with Seth MacFarlane voicing a teddy bear.
This movie's fucking weird. Yeah.
I don't know. It's definitely a weird premise, like, your teddy bear becomes sentient and grows old with you. It's kind of fun, like the idea of like, your teddy bear becomes as much of a failure as you are. Like, it's like drinking the day away and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And the comedy does hit and stuff like that sometimes, but sometimes it's just kind of like, I'm watching a CGI bear. Yeah. With Mark Wahlberg, you know?
Ted really only works as like a weed comedy.
Yeah.
It's like I'm so high.
Dumb,
it's funny
just
right
like
now.
a dumb fun kind of,
Laughing at everything,
And I truly think the problem is that the story, and the reason why it is that is because literally the story goes nowhere. It is literally like a full circle story where Mark Wahlberg's character is all about him growing away from Ted and being able to become independent from him and stuff like that. But then the ending with like the weird kidnapper guy and stuff like that, Ted gets destroyed and stuff like that. That's all erased. Like the whole him maturing and growing independent from Ted and stuff like that. That's all erased, and him and Ted are just like codependent once again. Yeah. And then it's even worse because in the second one, I didn't watch the second one, but in the second one, Amanda Seyfried or whatever comes in, and she replaces Mila Kunis' character, which is even worse for the whole dynamic of the group, because Mila Kunis literally gets married to Mark Wahlberg at the end of the movie.
Yeah. I believe the opening of the second movie is like, Mila Kunis isn't in this movie anymore because she didn't want to be in it, so he's divorced, and the first movie just doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, it's literally the only way to look at these movies is like the good, like funny moments of them just riffing off each other and having fun and stuff like that, you know? Yeah. And that's all it really is.
So, yeah.
Now, into a more cinematically complex comedy movie, we have Zombieland.
Yes. Yes. A lot of fun. That's a great movie.
So I'm very partial to Zombieland. I'm very biased towards. I basically kind of grew up on Zombieland.
Yeah.
Like, the best way I can describe it is like I hear like a bunch of rave of like Shaun of the Dead and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I never watched Shaun of the Dead, so I don't have like that rave for it. This was my like zombie comedy movie, basically.
Yeah.
Zombieland was that for me, and it kind of still hits. Like the
It does, yeah.
the actual story of it isn't really that bad. It's like it's a story of, you know, a group of random strangers finding home with each other in a zombie apocalypse. And I think the really good thing that this movie does is like the zombies aren't really they're not necessarily like a focus in the movie. It's really about it's really like a character study of the group and stuff like that, and their dynamic and them coming together
Right, yeah.
as a family. And I don't know, there's just some really touching moments. And even like Woody Harrelson's character, Tallahassee, has like a big moment where he like kind of breaks down because like thinking about his son that died in the zombie outbreak and stuff. And even like an emotional moment like that in like a comedy movie, I was like, whoa, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really hits. Jesse Eisenberg obviously plays a pretty relatable character, you know, World of Warcraft, dumping Mountain Dew on himself.
Yeah.
We understand it. We get it.
Yeah.
You know?
It was Jesse Eisenberg before his like big like dramatic kind of outbreak.
Before the Social Network.
Yeah.
This was,
I think it was 2009 or something like that.
Yeah, this was 2009.
Yeah.
This was before. So yeah, this was when he was getting typecasted.
Yeah.
Which technically Mark Zuckerberg is still kind of a typecast.
Still
but
a typecast.
It's okay.
Even like Lex Luthor was a typecast. It's all kind of a typecast, just in a dramatic form.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And then Emma Stone, obviously. She rocks. Love Emma Stone. Her comedy's really good. She has some killer lines in here and rips off Jesse Eisenberg really good. Abigail Breslin, who is really young in this movie. I actually watched her even younger in Little Miss Sunshine. But she's a little bit older in this movie, and she's very funny as well.
Yeah.
Very cool. And the only other really human we actually see, really two, is Bill Murray. Who meets a tragic demise in the movie.
Yes.
And then the random blonde neighbor girl that bursts into Jesse Eisenberg's room at the start of the movie.
Right, yeah.
Who sadly is played by Amber Heard.
She is?
That's Amber
crazy.
Heard.
That's wild.
I literally, I watched the scene and I was like, is that Amber Heard?
Is that the
you
turd?
kind of couldn't look because she looks like there's definitely like makeup done on her to make her look sickly and stuff like that, like she's been bitten by a zombie.
Yeah.
But it's Amber Heard, yeah. And
wow.
She's in Zombieland, which kind of sucks, but
yeah,
it's what it is.
0 out of 10.
It's what it is. But no, this was a good movie though, about a group of strangers finding home with each other and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And bonding together as a family, and also just being a fun as hell time. I love all the rule explaining scenes. They're all really fun. His rules are awesome, and the best scene in the entire movie for me is when the rule, I think rule 17 it is, don't be a hero, gets scratched off for be a hero at the very end of the movie, and when he faces his fears and stuff. Pretty awesome, pretty cool. And obviously the scene with Woody Harrelson shooting a bunch of zombies in the freaking shop, finding a Twinkie, you know.
All for a Twinkie.
Awesome stuff for Zombieland.
I haven't seen that movie in so long. I gotta rewatch it.
It's such a fun time. Next up, we got Annihilation. This was a very interesting movie. This is directed by Alex Garland. This is the same guy who directed Ex Machina.
Okay.
It also has Oscar Isaac in it as well. In a much more minor role, though. Not.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't even know he was in it.
Not nearly as prevalent, but Natalie Portman here is the main focus of the movie. She's our lead character, and the movie really solely hyper focuses on the the whole scientific reasoning behind like cells dividing and cells dying and breeding more and breeding like a new thing, because the whole purpose of like cells and stuff is that like they break apart into and they multiply basically, and that is kind of like from a cellular level to like any level of life, people multiply. That's kind of like what people do, and that's kind of like the premise of the movie. It's very weird. It's like Ex Machina. It's it's weird, and it doesn't explain itself as much as Ex Machina does.
Yeah.
Like there are moments when Ex Machina literally just like they'll name drop like what the plot is or what the theme is.
Yeah,
you
right.
know? Like Oscar Isaac's line about enjoying life or whatever. You know, why not
Right.
enjoy it? You know, that's
Right.
basically the plot of the movie.
Yeah.
That's basically the theme. This movie doesn't offer a very this is
This is what this movie's about.
but
yeah.
what they do is they show you there are various like montages of cells like splitting apart and stuff like that throughout the movie. They visually show you and they allude to the themes and stuff of that, and they show it in the story, but they don't like explicitly say it. I don't think that much.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a weird film. It's definitely one that I think you could be better enjoyed and stuff on a second watch after you've kind of ingested like the entire movie itself, because a lot of strange ideas are around. There's a bunch of things about mutated animals and stuff like that.
The bear scene is weird.
Yeah.
That's a creepy ass scene.
Bro, so it's not really a spoiler, but the bear is kind of like evolved or mutated to where like it doesn't have like a head anymore. It's like its skull is showing basically.
Yeah.
And it can mimic like sounds of like people it's killed and stuff like that. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Pretty intense.
It's weird, yeah.
I will say though there are some moments that kind of got a little too weird for me. There is this weird CGI man at the very end of the movie that that kind of irks me back a bit. And there were kind of moments just in general where I was like, okay, you kind of lost me.
Right.
But the ending itself though, like the actual ending reeled me back in. Great way to end the movie off. Really good movie. Highly suggest. I mean, it's a lot like Ex Machina, just a little bit worse.
Okay.
And a little bit less smart.
Yeah. That's
basically
okay,
what it is.
Yeah.
It's good though. It's very good, and I definitely recommend.
Nice.
For sure. Next up is The Ides of March.
Okay.
This was a very interesting film as well. I hadn't really heard anything about this film before. Just knew from the cover or from the poster that it stars Ryan Gosling and George Clooney. So I was like, okay, I'm in. And it came out in 2011, which is the same year that Drive came out for Ryan Gosling.
What a year.
Going into that, yeah, this he's the standout performance in this movie. He had a great year in 2011 for sure.
Yeah.
And there's this, and it's funny enough, there is a scene in this movie in a car with Ryan Gosling in a car where he has a phenomenal like emotional scene. It's not like him himself is emotional, he's crying, but what I loved it's like raining on the outside of the car, and they use the cameras like outside of the car, and they use the water splats on the glass of the windshield and the windows and stuff. They use it to like cover like just the bottom of his eyes, so it's like dripping down, making it look like he's crying outside of the car itself, and then he's also crying like inside of it. It's a really good, it's a really nicely shot scene in particular. And this film was also directed by George Clooney as well.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So it's starred and directed by George Clooney. And by the way, he plays a candidate for presidency.
Okay.
He's running for president, and what this movie is about is, and Ryan Gosling is like on his like team or whatever. He's like his like media staff member or something.
Right.
And it's basically about how the machine that is politics, it chews up and spits out really it totally changes people's ideals and personalities, and it fundamentally changes like how people operate, because Ryan Gosling's character is a guy who's like he's a Democrat, and he's firmly like, no, I'm here to do politics the right way and stuff like that. You know, I'm not doing any sneaky like deals or anything like that. I'm gonna take take the enemies down stuff the right way.
Right.
And the movie essentially it starts him as that, and then by the end we see how he's changed into a kind of less caring, like, I'll do whatever it takes to
Right.
to
Dang.
get what really needs to happen done. And you see the machine that is politics fully at work here. And George Clooney as well this is one thing I like about the movie. The president candidate himself isn't like an evil guy either. George Clooney's actually like a nice guy. He's just he's more so daft. He's more so oblivious to like Ryan Gosling and his like character arc and stuff like that.
Right.
And it's a very interesting dynamic between the two of them. And I also really liked Philip Seymour Hoffman in this movie.
Okay.
He was a very good performance, very impactful, and his emotions and stuff like that really could feel him through the screen and stuff. And Paul Giamatti was another good supporting actor there in the film.
Yeah, he's great.
That just a good, enjoyable film. A little drama about politics, and it was cool.
Nice.
And then next up, we got Heat, which was in the
Yep.
game, obviously. This is a fast-paced action crime thriller shootout movie, directed by Michael Mann, starring Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer, pretty top dogs,
stacked. Yeah.
And it's like an inner-moving crime thriller where the audience itself you never really have a moment's rest. It's always action, or the plot is moving forward in some way. And even when it does slow down, you never really get a sense of like security or anything like
Right,
that, or
right.
you never really get comfortable. And I don't know, I really think that what this movie does great is that it always keeps you guessing. By the third act, you really have no idea how the movie's going to end. Without spoiling too much, Al Pacino does play the like cop detective pursuing Robert De Niro's character, who is like the heist like thief guy.
Yeah.
And Val Kilmer's just kind of like the sympathetic heartthrob caught up in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just there's something about just high intensity bank robbing action shootout scenes that get the blood pumping, and even in the movie format, you feel it with the camera and stuff like that. The cameraman's running and stuff with the characters or whatever, and we're moving from place to place, always fast, cuts and stuff like that. Very, very stylistic and everything, and you feel the intensity of the movie. You feel the heat of the movie.
Yeah.
And the ending is definitely unexpected. I really, in bank robbery type movies, you usually can expect the ending. And there is one specific moment in the movie where you're kind of like, okay, I think the movie is probably going to end this way. But even still, I think they always keep you on your toes enough to where it's just enough where you really don't. You're not sure of anything.
Right.
And I think that's what that movie does well. It also has, I believe, the bank robbery shootout scene was deemed like the most like realistic to real life, like 1-to-1 shootout scene ever.
Ooh, wow.
And
wow.
And it kind of makes sense because it kind of like I've seen like footage of like shootouts and stuff like that, like real life shootouts, and
Right. Yeah.
they're moving and like shooting and stuff how you kind of would how they do in videos and how you probably would expect them to in real life. And it's pretty crazy, and it's high intense, and Al Pacino was definitely off drugs making this movie. you can definitely feel that with his performance.
You can tell that?
For sure.
Wow.
Anyways, good movie though. Definitely recommend 1995 movie, I believe.
Wow.
Old one but goodie.
Nice.
Oldie but goodie.
Oldie but goodie.
Another oldie but goodie, even older, Dead Poets Society.
Yes.
Banger movie.
That's a...
Directed by Peter Weir.
Yes.
Starring Robin Williams. That should sound familiar because that is the exact same description given to Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
And it's actually surprising how kind of alike Good Will Hunting and Dead Poets Society are, but not at the same time. So Good Will Hunting is more personal. It's more solely focused on this character of Will Hunting. And Dead Poets Society feels like it speaks to a it speaks to a larger demographic of
Yes.
people, I feel like.
Yeah. Yep.
Although I will say this off the bat, not as good, not as polished as Good Will Hunting in my opinion, but still a phenomenally crafted film about the importance of one, carpe diem, seizing the day,
Yes. Carpe diem.
seizing every moment and living life, truly sucking the marrow out of life.
Yeah.
And getting everything you can, enjoying every single moment you can out of this life while while you're here and stuff. Very good themes with that. And I also really love the themes about inspiring young people to dream and to curate and nurture that aspect of life to dream, because you see, like, with the sterner principal who, like, oh, school has to be taught this way.
Right.
You have to learn this and this and that and stuff. You can tell that he was probably, like, definitely not raised in a household that, would nurture his aspect of, to dream or would want him to dream. And just like with one of the main character's father, the guy who plays
it's
in that 70s show.
Red in that the Red in that 70s show. Yep.
Yeah, Kurtwood Smith, yeah.
Yes.
He's another character that definitely probably was not, he didn't get that same, he wasn't really inspired to keep dreaming, like Robin Williams, like John Keating, Robin Williams' character. And another thing I love about this is the education aspect of it. Because Mr. Keating is, like, he's the perfect teacher. He is literally the perfect teacher. He physically actively engages himself with his students, by making them huddle up and stuff like that, and by getting them out of the classroom and moving around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he also tailors his teaching to each of his students, and he knows what his students need by paying attention to them and attempting to understand them.
Right.
On a basic human level and stuff like that. It's best exampled with Ethan Hawke's character, Todd Anderson, who's a very shy and timid character. And Mr. Keating, he does his best to break Todd out of that shell of being shy and timid and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
But he doesn't do it in a too forceful manner. He does it in a perfectly nurtured manner where it's like, I'll tease you about it a little bit.
Yeah.
But just enough to where, you'll be kind of inspired to break out of that shell, try new things and stuff. And that's what happens by the end of the movie. Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Oh, man.
And,
yeah.
I don't know. And again, I can't stress the importance of that this movie puts on the aspect of keeping that dreaming spirit alive, because that is what leads to Neil Perry, who is, like, the other kind of lead male actor. That's what leads to through his character arc, basically, because he wants to be an actor, and his father pretty much doesn't want him to do that at all, and he ends up learning that he actually is good at acting and stuff like that, and his father still won't let him, and some stuff happens, and it's very sad.
It's oh man.
And it honestly hit on a different level when that stuff started happening, because I wasn't really expecting that.
No, you don't expect it at all.
That level of stuff happening, but it hits emotionally. The film hits emotionally in both its themes and just purely what's on screen. The friendship and bond between these group of guys. It's something else, I think. And the final scene, where all the kids get up on their desks and stuff, is wow. It's it's a crazy good scene. And man, Robin Williams. I don't know, man. He strikes a different chord in my soul, I feel like, when I watch his movies.
It really is a different feeling with Robin Williams.
It's so crazy, man. And Peter Weir, obviously, it's crazy that he also he directed Good Will Hunting as well, and this. I think there's definitely a connection there between the aspect of the importance of looking inwards and stuff like that.
Right.
And not always the outwards appearance is what it is,
Yeah.
All in all, though, fantastic movie. I gave that one a 9 out of 10. That's That's a great movie.
It's an amazing movie.
And then the newest movie I watched this one today, the 2019 Best Picture winner, Parasite.
Okay.
From South Korean director Bong Joon-ho, or Bong Joon-ho, however you say it.
However you say it. Yep.
Either way, phenomenal movie. This is another very, very good movie. I can confirm that Parasite does live up to the hype.
Okay.
It does.
Nice.
So it is once cinematically or cinematography wise, the architecture. This movie implements the very like simplistic kind of like nice and sleek modern kind of design. In like this very rich like mansion and stuff like that. It has like very sleek and kind of Blade Runner.
Yeah. Okay.
Kinda,
yeah.
You know, like that kind of sleek, rich design, basically blocky and modern.
Yeah.
And what this film one thing is you will never expect what this like film is going into it. Like I heard so much about this film that I thought it was gonna be like a serious like drama.
Right.
The entire time, basically. I was thinking a serious drama, maybe some thriller moments in there. It's actually a comedy for a good portion of the movie.
Really?
The good portion of the movie is a comedy, but the main point of why this movie is praised so much is because this movie is everything. This movie has every single different tone you can imagine a movie having.
Okay.
And the tone shifts are insanely well done. And they're fast. They are fast, almost to the point where you're like, whoa.
Well, like
Feels a little quick, but it's slowed down just enough to where you're like eased into it and you're like, that was nice.
wow.
That was a nice shift. And and I mean anything. It can go from laughing to eerie, and it can go from eerie to laughing, or it can go from crying to eerie and scary and stuff back to happy and laughing. It's it bounces around with the emotions and the tones and stuff that are thrown out there. And the main like theme or critique of the movie is it is kind of an Eat the Rich movie in its aspect.
Okay.
One big line that I think stuck with me. It's actually my Letterboxd review of it. Is people who ride the subway have a special smell, and this is a line said by a very rich guy that I'll give context behind it. This family starts basically becoming the servers and like the server jobs and stuff of this rich family. So like the son becomes the daughter's like tutor for school. And then the daughter becomes their younger son's tutor for school.
Okay.
And then the father becomes their driver, and then the mother becomes their maid, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And it's for this really rich family. And it's basically like established throughout the movie that like it's kind of slowly established that these people, regardless of how they pretend and regardless of how they act to be in a higher class and stuff like that, because these people, this family, they're not from a higher class. They are literally coming from a home that they can't pay for Wi-Fi, they can't pay for any internet or TV access or anything like that. They can barely get food on the table and stuff like that. They struggle with that. They struggle to make ends meet.
Mm-hmm.
They literally do anything to make money, basically. They fold pizza boxes like for like some weird like pizza service that doesn't have workers and stuff like that. Weird stuff. They barely make any money, and they basically like play this pretend life to be just good enough to be workers in a rich person's home.
Oh, okay.
And even still, when they, even with all this pretend and it basically says no matter what they do, these people can still discriminate them in some way based off their smell. Based off they can literally smell these people and feel that they are inferior to them in terms of their social class and how much money they make and stuff like that. They can quite literally, they're saying they can smell the brokenness of
Ooh,
these
wow.
people and the poorness of these people. It's wow. And there's a scene at the end which might be one of my favorite scenes in any movie.
Any movie.
I'm not even joking. It's like a barbecue. It's literally like a backyard barbecue. And it involves a rich guy going, and he just kind of like he winces at the he clearly has smelled something that he doesn't like.
Okay.
And in the moment he does it, it makes the rich dude like, okay, yeah, you're a rich asshole. Like,
right, yeah.
In the moment, given the context, yeah, you're a rich asshole. But what happens afterwards is insane, bro.
Okay.
Is insane. The ending sequence of this movie, holy, bro. I'm not even joking, the third act of this movie it's a blitz. You do not expect the third act of this movie at all. It's like, whoa, what is happening? The best way I can describe part of this movie, and it's kind of funny because part of this kind of physically happens, is like in Barbarian a little bit, when it's like, oh, kind of creepy date. This creepy like stalker possibly shows up on this Airbnb and stuff.
Like you think
and
Bill
then
Skarsgård.
and then you're like, what the hell? There's a secret tunnel underneath the who's this old lady? That is a good feeling to describe, like kind of how you feel about this movie.
Okay.
But almost like throughout the entire runtime, it's kind of like,
wow,
what the heck? And then when that final scene happens, it's like, yo, you definitely understand why it won Best Picture.
Okay.
after that ending, I think you definitely understand why it won Best Picture, and this is the start of my my international film era. And I'm very hyped for it because this was a very great start. Fantastic performances all around from literally the entire cast. They were phenomenal. And the directing is a chef's kiss.
Yeah, he won Best Director too, so it's
beautiful. Cinematography is impeccable, and the story itself it's great. I mean, there's not really much more you could ask for from a film like this.
Nice.
I haven't made my Instagram review for it, but I'm pretty sure it's a 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah,
pretty sure. And I think it's one of those movies where I'm like, I need a second watch for it to be
10.
For it to be that 10. But I think it will be. I think it will be a 10 out of 10 on a second rewatch. So yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, Parasite.
Wow, that's great. I can't wait to watch that. I'm gonna get on that one.
That's a good one, man.
Well, we have come to the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in this week and
22.
Joining us for 22. I don't know about you.
Feeling 22.
Yep. And we'll be back next week for episode 23. So if you wanna check out our socials, you can find us pretty much anywhere on the interwebs. You can find us anywhere, but
on the World Wide Web.
On the World Wide Web. But most importantly, probably go follow our Instagrams. We post movie reviews pretty much weekly. I mean, almost every day we're posting movie reviews.
Yeah, we watch movies.
We like movies a little bit. You can find me on there. I am at Maceo Movies.
I'm at Loader Reviews.
And then you can also find the podcast Instagram at Cinemaniacs Pod. And you can also follow us on TikTok, and I'm on YouTube. We're on Twitter and all the different stuff.
Yeah.
Or sorry, X.
Yeah.
No, I will not be calling it that. It's Twitter. But thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. And we'll catch you in the next episode of the Cinemaniacs Podcast. Find out next week who wins the battle.
I salute to you, you Cinemaniacs.
You, the Cinemaniac. One person.
Bro, that's our fans' name, so.
Well, yeah, we are the Cinemaniacs, but then they are also the Cinemaniacs.
Yeah.
So
we're all the we're just collectively.
Yeah, it's not like the Bro Fist Army or whatever, or like Low Gangsters or whatever. We're collectively all the Cinemaniacs.
Yeah, we're all Cinemaniacs.
Yeah.
Unless you aren't. And then you aren't.
Yeah. Then I find you. I hunt you down.
Jump out of the screen.
the Cinemaniacs podcast.